Hey, fellow YouTubers, listen, it's me, John Lavelle. I just want to tell you, I make some pretty good dinners, real cheap too. I'll tell you. What I do is I take some spaghetti, and you can choose any spaghetti you want, any type, elbows, or those things are like screws, and those things are like little pipes. And I just use strings, because I usually get that stuff cheap, a big bag of it for $1. Anyways, what I do is I cook up. I'll take the stringy stuff, and I'll snap it into three, break it down to 3 sections, and throw it in a pot and boil it up. And myself, I cook it for 25 minutes because I like my noodles nice and soft, just like egg noodles. And then when it's finished, I stick one of those big draining spoons. I hold it and I get rid of all the water until all the water's out. I don't backwash it with water or anything. Use a small pot, you don't have to. Anyways, then I take a can of whatever soup that I really like. Most of the time it would be like the chunky chicken noodle with the big, they'll have screws like, I think, I'm not sure, I think it's Campbell's puts that out, or Primo puts it out, and anyways, I use, I'll throw a can of that in there, and then I just heat it up, and I've got this really big, thick, large amount of soup, and then you can actually put any type of soup in there, tomato soup, or cream, any type of cream soups, cream of broccoli, cream of whatever soups. I mean, there's a couple dozen soups out there. And then if you want, you can add stuff to it. Like you can chop up pieces of chicken, pieces of beef, depending on what soup you're using. Sausages sometimes that are cooked. You cook the sausages and that. And you can throw that in there. And frozen vegetables. If you're using a vegetable-based soup, you can cook extra vegetables, boil them up, frozen vegetables, and throw them in there. You end up with a lot of soup, like a real big batch, and the whole thing costs like dirt cheap. I pick up my soups for those big cans for under $1, and the spaghetti, I mean, it's $1. It's you go into that bag for 10 meals. That's how much spaghetti I'm getting for $1, and frozen vegetables, they go a long way when you're doing this. And as I say, if you watch the sales, you'll find cream soups for 50 cents a can. So you get a really good meal, a real hearty meal too. Like, you are stuffed when you're finished. I am, and low calorie too. You're not. You won't say, "Oh, geez, I put on 10 pounds eating that meal." You don't, because soup is really, really low in calories, and you can add croutons. You can do whatever you want with this soup. Sometimes I'll even throw some crackers in when I'm eating, and just delicious. And I'll actually eat that for dinner. It's not even a lunch thing. And I am like filled up and content after that. As I say, it's real cheap. You can't beat it for a meal, especially if you got a whole bunch of kids and stuff. They'll love it. And you don't feel like you got cheated out of your dinner or something. You say, "Oh, geez, well, I didn't get decent dinner." It's a pretty decent dinner. You got everything in it. It just came in soup form. And I'll tell you something, it's not so watery, not when you've added all that spaghetti to it. It's really, a lot of people buy those, it's like a cup of soup, and it's just like loaded with noodles, and it's pretty dense too. The only thing is, there's not much in it other than mix some water and some noodles. This way here, you've got control over what you're making, and you can really bring it up. You can bring it up to the value of like a stew. And yeah, it tastes yummy. I have some of the best soups I've ever had. See ya.